What is up, guys? This is F3. So, I have watched the secret level episode 2, Sifu It Takes a Life, and let me tell you something. It is so amazing. I can't begin to describe just how great they made a 9-minute episode capturing the entire game of Sifu. And I'm gonna get into it today because there was a lot of things that I have noticed when watching this episode, which makes it all the more it makes it all the more amazing. I know I keep repeating this word a lot, but it makes it all the more worthwhile because in this 9-minute episode, they managed to capture a lot, and I'm about to get into it right now. So, the first thing this 9-minute episode points out is is the main character's inexperience with the art, which shows him dying multiple times in the episode. So in the episode, it's actually implied he tried to kill the gangsters as a kid many times and got killed for it, which is why he said you get used to it at the young age in which the episode starts. In the game, he doesn't do this as he's trained for 8 years before setting off to get revenge. In the game, whether 8 years was enough time to master the art or not is actually dependent on how skilled we, the players, are. Whereas in the episode, it's obvious he's trained for less than 8 years and set off on his quest for revenge, and we see it costed him his life. I can go as far as to say, like, the young man we see now, he didn't actually age the natural way, but he died multiple times and just got older as a side effect of it. The next point I wanted to get into is that old lady. The old it's either she mastered dumpling or gyoza. Anyone who's familiar with Chinese food, you could let me know. But I like how they add the old lady in there to contrast him. She represents an entity who found fulfillment from a simple life, mastering the arts of dumplings or gyoza. We can see she's content as this is a 60-year-old who has experienced the most of what life had to offer and is content with her old age. This is the implication that we can take from that. Whereas the main character, in pursuit of revenge, robbed himself of these experiences as his desire for revenge consumed him deeply. To be fair, he probably would have experienced life after revenge had he been skilled in the art, as dying again and again ensures his body would be too frail to do anything else after the fact. Now, the next point I wanted to get into, which is one of the main things I love about the episode, is that it captures the core of the actual Sifu game really well in a 9-minute episode. And this is what surprised me the most. It captures a lot within just a 9-minute episode. And if they could do that, imagine what would a TV series look like. Oh yeah, and it added some new things, giving the episode a nostalgic yet original take. Now, the next detail I've noticed about the episode that was not present in the game is that this episode is actually a lot more gory than the actual game. Seriously guys, this episode definitely needs a caution for people who are about to watch it. There's a lot of blood and graphic violence that is being displayed in the episode, and it makes the game look very lighthearted in comparison. Now, what's next? Like, what do we expect after? Well, I've been reading a lot of comments, and there's been a lot of discussions going on about making Sifu a TV show, and I'm not sure my personal opinion. I think my personal opinion is not really a popular one, but for me, I don't really see them extending more Sifu episodes because the MC within that 9-minute episode already reached an old age. If they were to make a Sifu into an episodic series, they have to do a reboot and start over. And the thing is, like, in some cases, the creators definitely put a lot of thought into how they're going to construct that 9-minute episode. That if you're trying to force a great idea and try to extend it, usually quality goes down over time. I've seen this happen with like many other TV shows where it started off really great, it had a really great idea, but then when you try to force it to last longer than the creative juices can give, the quality starts to diminish. So me personally, I'm kind of glad they kept it at a 9-minute episode, but that's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments if you think differently and why you think we should make Sifu into a TV show rather than just a 9-minute clip. Now, if they were to make a TV show, the next thing I would like to see is more backstory of all the villains we got in the game. I'm talking Fajar, Sean, Kuroki, Jinfeng, and Jiang, and how those backstories lead up to who they are and the decisions they've made that led to the start of the events in the game. In the game, all the clues collected and presented on the dashboard, as well as some of the secret rooms, tell us a little bit about the boss's background and briefly shows how they ended up the way they live. And honestly, this leaves a lot of room to be desired about them. A TV show addressing this would add a lot of value to the lore. Now, the next thing I want to see is Yang's background specifically, and especially his relationship with his own family, as well as the bond he had with the main character. And I feel like going this route would definitely add a lot more definition to why the main character wants revenge against Yang, and how tragic the in-game events actually are when you put that into perspective. Now, the next point I want to get is in this potential reboot, if they want to stay true to the game, just like so, in the game there's two paths. One is revenge, where the main character has gotten revenge, but you can clearly see it didn't take away any of his torment, and he's still the same child he was. And in the alternative ending, which is Wood, he actually didn't get his revenge and found more contentment this way. In the 9-minute episode, they showed us the main character taking mostly path 1. In the potential reboot, I would like to see the main character take path 2, and I feel like taking it this way would help it stay true to the actual game itself. So that means the MC would have died, letting his tormentors know that he could have killed them. He's got the skills to, he got them at his mercy. He could have showed no mercy, but instead chose them. Man spared those bosses like Mr. Miyagi spared Kreese in the Karate Kid 2. Hence the way of Wood. That's it for my input, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Peace.